As kids prepare to head back to school, we're digging into the crisis in the classroom. Today, the Oklahoma Supreme Court denied a request to keep the contract for what would be the nation's first religious charter school valid, pending further legal action.
Now, this comes just weeks after the court ruled the contract was unconstitutional. Fox 25's Tom Ferguson joins us live from the state Supreme Court. Tom, what reaction are you hearing to this tonight?
Adam and Wendy, advocates on both sides of the issue here say this does not come as a surprise given that earlier ruling. Now the state attorney general wants officials to follow the court's orders. The question of whether a publicly funded religious charter school is legal has taken center stage in the closely watched case involving the St. Isidore of Seville Catholic Virtual School. Supporters say denying the school a charter would equate to discrimination based on religious affiliation.
If a state gives a benefit to an organization, generally, it cannot deny it to a religious organization simply because they're religious.
On the other hand, critics say such a school violates Oklahomans' rights by forcing them to support a religion through their tax dollars.
They're free to practice, they're free to worship as they choose, but they're also not required to pay for other people's religions to be proselytized.
The Oklahoma statewide charter school board has yet to take action on the contract since the state Supreme Court ruled against the school, letting it stand despite the court's ruling. On Monday, the Oklahoma Attorney General said the board has, quote, blatantly ignored the Oklahoma Supreme Court. You, as public officials under Oklahoma law, must immediately rescind the St. Isidore contract as ordered.
Oklahoma is the place that they want to test these ideas, and they want to try to overturn our religious liberty.
This is a tougher case than the Supreme Court of Oklahoma made it out to be.
A board spokeswoman told Fox 25 in a statement the Oklahoma State Charter Schools Board will be reviewing today's ruling. And the board's next meeting is next Monday. The Attorney General wants officials to rescind St. Isidore's contract then. Live in Oklahoma City, Tom Ferguson, Fox 25 News.
Louisiana officials unveiled several posters of the Ten Commandments that could soon be placed in classrooms. Take a look here. They show the Ten Commandments alongside figures like House Speaker Mike Johnson, the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda. 2 months ago, Republican Governor Jeff Landry signed a law requiring every Louisiana public school classroom to display a poster with the Ten Commandments. Louisiana's Attorney General said these posters aren't the final options, but instead examples of how schools can follow the new law.
These posters will be donated if they are produced. If anybody decides that they want to produce these posters, they can be produced and donated to schools. So no public funds are required to be spent.
A group of Louisiana parents and civil rights organizations have sued to stop the law. They say it violates the constitutional separation of church and state. By federal court order, Louisiana can't issue advice, rules, or regulations about the law until at least November 15th.
As the new school year approaches, some schools are dealing with low staffing. With only days before classes start, Mid-Del Superintendent Dr. Rip Cobb says he still has around a dozen teacher positions to fill, a struggle that's become the norm. Special ed is always in high demand. They also need math and science teachers and early childhood educators as well.
It's definitely not getting any better, and you can talk to the people at the education programs at the different institutions of higher education around the state, and they're going to tell you that they just don't have the applicants for teacher certification that they used to have.
Meanwhile, Moore and Edmond say they're both in good shape, while Mustang has 6 teacher openings and Norman has 13, according to district hiring websites. As for Oklahoma City Public Schools, they have at least 100 openings right now. If you're interested in teaching, you can find a full list of openings on OKCFox.com. An Oklahoma lawmaker is working to give homeschoolers the option to get involved in extracurricular activities at public schools. This would happen through passing what's called the Tim Tebow bill.
It's legislation named after former NFL quarterback who played public school football while being homeschooled. Fox 25's David Chasanoff joins us now after speaking with the lawmaker behind it. David, what are you hearing tonight?
Adam and Wendy, here at the Capitol, State Rep John Kane says he plans to hold an interim study about this bill. Similar legislation has already been passed in at least 20 states around the country.
That's really what it's all about. Give the kids their best opportunities.
An interim study about the Tim Tebow bill is officially in the works at the state capitol.
Just simply because a parent decides that their student is going to thrive educationally, academically, in a homeschool environment, I didn't think they needed to sacrifice all other opportunities, whether it was athletic, whether it was fine arts, could be debate, could be you name it.
Lawmaker John Kane is inviting the Oklahoma Secondary School Activities Association to join the conversation.
I want to talk to the OSSAA, how they manage their extracurricular activities in the public schools.
He also wants to continue hearing from parents, as some are already showing interest in the idea.
Boy, some on the western side just came to my office saying, please, let's get this done. I want my kid to play the trumpet and love it if he could play in a concert band or a marching band. They think it would be wonderful for them.
Though there are some homeschool parents who have mixed feelings about this proposal.
Don't even come into the homeschool realm. I feel, look, in my opinion, I do feel like you give the government an inch and they take a foot. And that's how they get their way in. So as long as it's not forced, as long as it's not interrupting my homeschool life, I guess everyone can do what they want to do.
Kane wants to assure homeschool parents that if the bill passes, it wouldn't be a mandate.
If you don't want to do it, if you're happy where you are, stay right where you are. Nothing changes.
An educators community called Homeschool Oklahoma reacted to the bill, telling Fox 25 they will continue to oppose any bill that blurs the lines between homeschooling and public schools. They claim that homeschool rights would be violated if this passes, saying districts would have to evaluate a student's eligibility to get involved in activities. And Kane says he wants a bill that would work out for everybody, adding that this interim study would be happening in early October. Reporting live at the state capitol, David Chazanoff, Fox 25 News.
David, thank you. And that was our big story breakdown tonight.